push tonight.
Okay, just a second.
Good God, you...
Natural... Oh, wait, I'll answer Geth's question. Yeah, I'm still very confused. It sounds like he's saying, rather than letting... rather than structuring your training in any kind of logical way where you know when you're going to recover from each session and when you'll end up getting a performance increase, you should just randomly train?
This makes complete sense, though, when you consider the piece of paper he's reading from is just a doodle he made of a cat playing with a ball of string.
Yeah, if you... I guess in that way, it would make sense, but if we actually want to do sensible training, no, it doesn't really make any sense. But thanks for the donation, Guts. All right, I'll do a natural hypertrophy impression. Let me see if I can... I don't know if I have a wig that's... Yeah, this'll do. All right, natural hypertrophy impression. Alright, everybody, I want to talk about our boy Hemingway, Jason Bloho. So, if you watch his recent videos, he is eating this disgusting yogurt on camera. I don't know why he's doing this. He looks like a fat, disgusting whale slurping up this disgusting slime. And I have recently gotten information from his clients that he also likes to smear yogurt all over his chest when he's doing training calls. People get really weirded out when he's doing this. He does coaching calls with his clients while smearing yogurt all over himself. I think he thinks it's funny or something, but it is just plain fucking weird. There you go. It's my best impression of natural hypertrophy. But thanks for the donation, Kenny. I have been to Quebec once. It kind of sucks. Everybody's a rude asshole. But thanks again, Kenny.
Day, you can just do presses every other day. It still functions perfectly well. And that is when...
Yes, so natural hypertrophy. If numbers aren't going up from session to session or from week to week, you're not making progress. The idea that it's useful to, do a session where, do consecutive sessions where performance goes down, it's kind of stupid. Even for hypertrophy training, it's kind of stupid. If performance is going down, you're just not really structuring training well. So ideally, session to session, you should at least be able to match performance, but certainly week to week, it has to go up. So if you're having consecutive sessions throughout the week where performance is going down, where you're not able to lift with as much weight or as much reps, it's just not really benefiting you much. Certainly for strength training, that's absolutely true, but for hypertrophy training, it's not as necessary, but again, you shouldn't be having consecutive sessions where your lifts are going down. That's just not how you make ideal progress.
The muscle split deload is in full effect, and you will find that this is mainly going to be dictated by frequency because it's a muscle split. So you're going to, again, look at your program and think, okay, for every single time I train, I have to hit this muscle, this muscle, this muscle. And then from that, I need to look at what makes the most sense for the several days that follows. Which muscles should I be hitting? When I program, this is how I think. I split the muscles in terms of frequency and in terms of adaptation of the muscle. When does it make sense for me to hit that muscle again? If you pay attention to my programs, that's what you're going to notice. You will notice that if a muscle is hit hard on Monday, I'm not going to get you to hit it hard again on Tuesday. I think that's common practices. Everyone understands that, but this is the base.
That has nothing to do with deloading, dude. So you're just talking about undulating volume and intensity to manage fatigue. Again, you can manage fatigue throughout the week, but fatigue is going to keep accumulating over the course of a meso. So you're going to eventually have to deload.
Basics of the basics when it comes to bodybuilding deload. Now, the other one is with the rep range. The rep range is going to allow you to control the intensity, and that's when you can deload in terms of intensity. You don't have to take weight off the bar. As I said, I never take weight off of my bar. If I am deadlifting 460, that's what I'm deadlifting. There won't be a day where I come and I touch a 440. Why? Because it's regression. It might make sense for a part.
Okay, I'm
powerlifter who is going to rebound back up in strength, but for
Okay, this got even more confusing. I completely don't understand his bucket analogy now, because what he's saying here contradicted my understanding of his bucket analogy. I also don't know what he means by it's okay for powerlifters to lift with less weight. No, if we're talking about having consecutive sessions throughout a week, generally you're not going to see somebody reduce weight on a given lift unless they have like a middle session in the week where it's really just meant to prevent a detraining effect. So I can give a deadlift example. Let's say you can deadlift, I don't know, 405 for a set of 5. You might have 3 deadlift sessions in the week. The middle session isn't really to be very disruptive. It's just to prevent a detraining effect in the middle of the week. If you only have 2 deadlift sessions, that span of time between the first session and the second session, it might be too long to where you actually end up getting slightly detrained by the time you do the second session. So some powerlifters might have a middle session in the week where they do a lift that isn't meant to be super difficult and stimulative. It's just to prevent a detraining effect where they maintain the strength and nervous system adaptations they made in the first session. I don't know what he's talking about, though. This is all very confusing.
For a bodybuilder, I always need to be able to pull 460, so that strength also carries over to my accessories and hip hinges, and I never regress in tonnage. But the only way to do that is to understand that it's okay to sandbag and hit the same weight again, and also that it's okay to go down in reps if and only if the tonnage is made up and actually completed somewhere else in the program. So this is where evolving rep ranges come into play and why I preach them so much. If you
Completely lost here, don't know what he's talking about.
want to have an effective way to manipulate intensity on a daily basis without regressing in performance, you have to use evolving reps and sets. It will ensure that you can always keep the same amount of strength for your strength work and then make up for it somewhere else in the program with something like backup sets. It's something that I preach a ton. If you manage to have your strength work with evolving rep ranges and sets, plus flexible backup sets, you will find that your tonnage will always remain the same, that your strength will always stay slowly, steadily progressing with no deloads in sight. You do not need to deload from that type of work because the frequency will take care of you whenever the muscle will be hit.
Okay. I think I understand the fundamental issue that he has here. He doesn't understand that fatigue is accumulating throughout a meso, and he thinks that just managing fatigue throughout a single week of training means fatigue isn't going to accumulate, which is completely insane. I don't think there's any need to watch any more of this. It's just really fucking dumb. Let's see if anybody replied. Yeah, that makes no sense. Apparently gravity training talked about. This video, let's see. I don't know where he talked about this. ProphetFear commented on this video, apparently. Yeah, I don't know.
And he's like, wow, how is this possible? Well, everywhere in science it tells you that.
Well, that was a dumb video. Okay, so Seek a Strength commented on Liver King's ebook. We're going to look at this.
Welcome back to Seekistan, and welcome back to my whistle stop